We're Curzon Ashton U18's, and this is how we won the quadruple.
My name's Paul Cox and I'm a coach for Curzon Ashton U18's.
My name's Luke Merrill, under 18 centre midfielder.
My name's Adam Muir, under 18 captain.
My name's Rory Shadbolt, I'm coach for Curzon Ashton U18's.
The story behind winning this League Cup was a little bit of both ecstatic and a little bit dramatic. The one game that sticks out for me was the quarter-final, which was at home to Hyde. Around about that time, for just some reason, we just struggled to score. We were scoring plenty of goals against other teams, but for just Hyde, we were just resilient. So the quarter-final on this game, we owed Hyde a bit of a beating. So when we come in here, we needed to make sure we win that game. But first half we dominated. They just sat back. I think, I remember Joe Bolton, Lewis Cora, Josh McVetti. They had about 30 chances. It were hitting the post, crossbar, it hit the keeper, and I just remember being on the sidelines, just couldn't believe what I was seeing. The guy was having such a good game. We go in at half time, and then we just told the lads just to keep going. And I remember Adam Muir taking the ready to start the second half, and he just took a shot, and the ball just went top corner, just above his head. And I just stood there, and we all just stood there. I don't think anyone celebrated for literally 5 seconds of nothing. And then the keeper took it out of the net, we all just went mad. And that was it. It ended on 1-0. So after having about 49 chances in front of goal, we scored from the halfway line, which was nice and satisfying because we owed them from the FA Youth Cup. Semi-final, Fylde, a good side, a big club. A comfortable result, a mature performance. 5-1 was a good result. We wanted to make sure when you get to a semi, you want to make sure you want to get to the final. So we wanted to make sure we did the business there. But nothing really much into that game where, no more was the dramas for the quarter final. But then the final come up, Chester, which we knew was going to be a tough game. Going into that, they recently just beat us in the league at our place. So obviously playing the game at Southport, big stadium, big pitch. We had a couple of subs on the bench. The lads were getting a little bit leggy towards the end of the season, but probably the best performance in my opinion in terms of controlling the game. 90 minutes of moving the ball really well. The lads were doing the things we wanted them to do. It was a mature performance. And there were just messages we've been echoing all season. And honestly, for the full 90 minutes, we looked really good. And that's not taking anything away from Chester because they were a good side too. But I just thought, in terms of moving the ball, we dominated it really nicely. We conceded second half, a goal which was self-inflicted. But we did the business and scored with 7 minutes to go. And it was long. The stoppage time was long. I think there was 6-7 minutes on the end, but we looked comfortable. I think that was the comfortablest final I've ever been a part of. But the boys did really well, and obviously deservedly earned, and that was just the first of many finals that we won.
This is the North West Youth Alliance Cup, and this is how we won it. Well, we progressed through the early stages of the competition quite comfortably actually, with a few quite convincing wins. It was just only up until the quarter final when we played Daisy Hill. We went into that game probably expecting to win, which not any Premier League side would against a Division 1. But it was bad pitch, bad conditions, bad wind, and won that game 3-2. It was nice to win that game because they've played their under-17s all year, playing it down as we're playing younger lads against older lads. But they played their best team, so it was nice to actually beat their team. We took the lead early on, Josh McVeigh, and he actually doubled the lead as well just before half time. So we went in with 2-0 lead, and we knew the next goal was going to be the important one. And unfortunately, after about 10 minutes, Chester got it. That's when our game dipped. We played well, but up until that point, our game dipped for about 15-20 minutes. And Chester got another goal. And I thought, this is us, we're down now. But we dug in for the last 15 minutes, and Josh McVeigh pulled up last 3 minutes, with the winner, which was mint. And Josh McVeigh's best game of the season, I think. Played class.
So the highlight for me for the season was really from the quarter-final. We played Hayside. It started with a nightmare of getting there. It took us 2 hours to get to the actual pitch. We had to park away from it. Our one was about an hour and a half because the other team didn't turn up on time. We'd have linesmen, the referee didn't come. It was an absolute nightmare. But throughout the game, we kicked through it. We comfortably won. I believe it was 13-2. But the boys were superb throughout the game. Didn't let anything affect them, the time, anything, the weather. The pitch wasn't the best, what we're used to. So we're very fortunate here with the pitch we had. The semi-final, we played Altrincham. It was a bit of a crazy game, to be honest with you. They played an eligible player. We weren't in the league. We weren't in the semi-final. Then we were in the semi-final. And eventually we got to the final, which was fantastic. Then we played Curzon 17's, which I think is a fantastic achievement for the football club. That both youth sides got to the final and we won 3-0, which was a fantastic game. Going 1-0 up, and then they had a chance, went 2-0 up. They had a few chances, the 17's, but then we won one of many trophies.
It seems ages ago really since the league started. I remember it was probably about early August. First game that we'd had together as under 18 side. Prescott Cables away. Really, it was a crazy game that probably summed up the season. I remember it, 3-3 going into the last minute, and then a Jack Worrell free kick from about 30 yards out going into the top corner, which got us off to a good start in the league. And I guess from then on we just kicked on. For the first part of the season we were unstoppable, beating the side really comfortably, playing really good football. I think I remember Ashton Athletic was a quality performance, 11-2 or something on that day. And then confidence was high, and we'd set our sights on the league title from that good start. And then going on around after Christmas, coming back from the break, fixtures were getting slightly tougher, playing some of the sides that were closer to us and competing with us for the title. I think we went away to Altrincham, 1-2-1 with a really solid performance. They were up there. And then Hyde as well around that time. So then it was about just keeping the momentum up. At this point I think we were unbeaten. Had about a couple of draws, one away at Southport with some pretty ridiculous refereeing decisions, including an offside goal that we still don't know why was given. Kyle Oakes somehow getting in the way there and being offside. Still not worked that one out. I guess it was going on till Easter. We were still unbeaten. I don't know whether potentially a bit of complacency set in. Other sides have been losing around us. Chester, Hyde all dropping points, and it looked like it would be pretty straightforward for league. And then we had a bit of a sticky patch. I think it was 1 week we lost our first game at home here to Chester 4-3. Had a man sent off in that one, and then it just set the nerves off a bit. And then we had a game against Hyde, another tough team at home, who decent team, but we back ourselves to beat, especially at home. And then we just had one of those days, not really moving the ball well enough, not doing the right things, getting on each other's backs slightly, and it looked, we lost that game, I think it was 3-2, and it looked potentially that we were letting it slip away, Chester and Altrincham and all creeping back up on us. I guess at that point we were questioning whether we had the ability to see the league out for the rest of the season after making such good progress. But I guess the team spirit that we had, the enjoyment out playing with each other, the belief in our own ability saw us through that sticky patch. And we managed to come out the other side of it. I think we had our final 3 games, we knew that we had to pretty much win all of them to secure the league. So we started off with Altrincham, who at the time, I think they were above us, top of the league, 2 points clear. And we had them at home on a Wednesday night. I think it was the same night as the Manchester derby, so a few of the lads were gutted about that one. And yeah, so that was a really tense game. They'd improved a lot since we played them earlier. Obviously we played them in the County Cup semi-final a few weeks before, and yeah, that was a game that probably stands out for me as the the game where I really thought we were going to go on and win it. It was we were under the pressure early on, but we managed to get ahead 1-0. I think we went in at half time. But then I think by that time the games had been really piling up on us. We played a lot of Sunday, Wednesday games, so the lads were feeling the legs, few suspensions, few people away, so the squad was quite short. And I think that showed in the second half. We were quite tired. They were pushing on to us and we couldn't really create as much chances and pose as much of a threat as we did in the first half, which led to them getting their equaliser. And it was really a game that we needed to win. We needed to take 3 points off them. A draw would probably not have been good enough because they were already ahead of us at that time. So we had to go for it. We went back ahead 2-1 pretty late on. I think it was a really scrappy goal, but with Joe Bolton tapping it in. And at that point the tails were up again, only for us to concede a few minutes later, which was just devastating at the time. I think there's probably about 5-6 minutes left, 2-2, and it looked like the league was slipping away until last minute wide free kick comes in, and Joe Duran, of all people, I think heading it in for about 2 yards out, and everyone just went absolutely mental. We just couldn't believe it. Pretty much the last kick of the game,